Hello, everyone. My name is Alfonso Santaniello, and welcome to the Agency Life Podcast, the podcast for marketers by marketers. I sit down and talk to fellow marketers about their stories, their successes, the failures, ups, downs, and everything in between. Our industry is crazy, and so are our stories. Welcome to Agency Life. Welcome back to another episode of Agency Life. My name is Alfonso Santaniello of the Creative Strategy Agency, and I know that is a mouthful. Today we have Crystal Childs of the DiStefano Group. She is the COO and marketing coach. She's been in marketing and design for 20 years.
Yes, unfortunately.
Owned an agency, worked in an agency, worked for companies. So you have just a lot of experience in all facets of marketing life.
I do.
So how did you get in the industry? What made you decide to want to be in marketing?
So I actually fell into marketing. So I started my career as a graphic designer. That was my passion. When I was a kid, I used to do finger paints and the whole nine, right? And I knew I could never make a career out of being an artist. So where do artists go? They become graphic designers, right? So that's what I did. So I did that for a handful of years. And then I took a job with a company where the graphic designer happened to be a part of a larger marketing department. So that's when I was exposed to more of the marketing. Now, I had obviously done a little bit of it, just naturally as being a graphic designer. But that's when I really got involved with it, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. The PR side of it, the crisis management is like, it's terrible, but sometimes when crises happen, it's like so exciting, to just jump in.
Blood rush.
Yeah.
It
keeps your day going.
So so it's within the industry, but you kind of fell in marketing specifically just through your course of your...
Right. So what ended up happening was when I working with this company, dabbled in both, right? So I was doing design and trying to get all the designs pumped out, but then I was like, well, what's this social media thing, right? It was like 2009.
Yeah.
And everyone's making a Facebook page. Businesses were jumping on. I went to the VP of marketing. I was like, dude, we just have to do this. I have no idea where it's going, but we have to do it. Everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, whatever, just do it. Like, he didn't care. He was like, whatever. Like, okay, have fun.
Facebook, you don't have to share, that'll go away.
Right. So that's what I did. And that was the start of social media marketing. And then from there, it just branched out even more and took on more and more marketing. And it's just, I love it. I love watching businesses grow because of it. I mean, people just don't understand that marketing is literally like the hub of your business, right? They don't get it.
I don't think a lot of businesses understand it's not something you can necessarily just stop, but then continue to get the benefits of what it brings in.
Right.
So, in 2008, 2009, the beginning of the recession, that's when I actually started my agency. But budgets were very minimal marketing. I mean, I started because I got laid off because marketing departments are the first to let go, the first to we're in a tough industry, but I feel like where, I stuck through now where budgets appeared again and that kind of thing. But it's just an interesting way to look at how.
Do you think it's fun? Do you find that companies, when it's time to discuss budgets, right? Oh God, we got to cut back this year. Marketing is the first thing that they cut.
Yeah.
Right? And it should be the last thing that you cut.
Yeah, and I don't think they don't look at it that way.
They don't understand that. If you are going to invest your money anywhere, it should be in marketing.
And I don't think they realize you're going to be fighting even more to try to get that dollar when there's less dollars to go around. So you're not going to wave your hands in the air. It's like, come here, spend your money here. When everyone else is doing it, they're not going to go to you, and that's going to hurt your business even more. I don't think, I think there are business owners that get that. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of them that understand that. Maybe they skim back on how much they spend, but they don't completely stop.
Right.
So, once you were working and you got into the industry over time, you started your own agency.
I did.
So what was that like, working for someone and then all of a sudden going and starting your own agency?
Wow, was it a trip and a half? Okay. So it was similar. I didn't get laid off, but it was similar. It was a similar situation where I totally outgrew my position at this other company, and I was like, I button heads with people, and I'm like, this is it. Where I'm okay. So I'm like, you know what? I can do this. Like, this is insane. So I started my own agency. So, and this happens in, the basement of your home, right? And the clients were just flooding in because there's such a need for marketing that it's like...
And especially for small businesses too.
Yeah.
I don't think, we live in an area where there's just so much small business, entrepreneurship, nonprofits where, and I always say this, I feel like there's always enough to go around where, I talked about this with Allison Maloney about the whole competition, and maybe there is, but it's not necessarily in that competitive way.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I know. And I think that we have such a good group of people that live in this area in terms of marketing that, like, technically we're competitors, but I think we've all worked together.
Yeah, in some capacity.
Yeah, why push against each other when we could build something better by coming together
and teaming up? I'm a big, I thoroughly believe in collaboration. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely people and agencies in our region and everywhere that are, yes, we collaborate, but, they don't practice what they preach. I've experienced that. I'm sure you have, working with other agencies. But, so you started yours. And
so I started mine, and it just really grew completely overnight. I was really fortunate. I had, I think 4 employees at one time, interns, things like that. But it was crazy to manage, and I'm being the sole owner. Like, that is intense, because there are moments where you want to bounce things off of people, but you have no one to bounce them off of. Or you have an employee that is giving you problems, right? But you don't have any other manager to talk to about it.
You can't talk to another employee about
that employee. And you're just like sitting there like stewing in your own thoughts, like, oh my God, know, and you can't call HR and have them take care of it. It's a totally different animal, even from, say, going from a company where you're managing 7 people. It's just different, because when you're managing 7 people, you still have a boss. You still have a boss to go to and say, dude, my hands are tied. I'm like, I don't know what I should do with this situation. So when you're on your own, you're just like, oh my God, you're winging it. You just, and you get, obviously you have mentors, and you have people
I was just going to say, you build your circle of, I have a circle where, like, there's maybe like 2 or 3 of us, and I think you were similar size, where you just call them, like, I'm having a shitty day, like, can we grab a drink, or I just need to bounce something off you, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Would you do?
So I think having that, especially when it's solopreneurs or you're a one owner, manager, account manager, everything, even with a team, it's just important to have that circle. And it may be family, it may not be family, but I think it's, you need someone to talk to.
And then, it's those moments of realizing that you're doing more accounting than marketing. And you're just like, what am I doing with my life? So I really I loved every minute of it. But my daughter, she struggles with mental illness. And she's got depression, anxiety, the whole 9. And she is a teenager. So I had to refocus my life choices and say my family's got to come first. So I decided to sell the business, and that's why I'm working with DiStefano Group now. But what a crazy ride that is. But I also love building businesses. It's not the first business that I've built and sold. I think it's the marketing behind the building of the business. It's like when you really break it down as to why I want to do these things. I loved marketing my company.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It was that, like, it's the marketing and then it was like successful.
Marketing of the marketing.
Right. It was successful, and you're like, my job here is done. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, now I'm moving on to the next adventure. You will never find me in one place for very long. Ever. Like, I'm always moving and doing new things.
I'm just saying, that's why all these new projects, like the Agency Life Show, always comes up. It's just not a business, but it's a passion project and an opportunity for us to share our stories with the people that are listening, and hopefully help someone that doesn't make the same mistakes that we've made.
And that's the true entrepreneurial spirit, where you constantly have, like, all these balls in the air. You know, like, I've got 4 projects going on at once. I'm working with the DiStefano Group. I've got this other thing going on, and I'm just like,
so how do you manage all that? And and you shifted from owning an agency so that you could spend more time with your daughter. And so how does all that?
So what that did now for selling, by selling that agency, was my stress level has gone down, I would say 95%. So now, by working with the DiStefano Group, boss gets to worry about all of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is check a couple emails and respond, and I know that I've got, some blogs to take care of or whatever. I don't lay awake at night wondering where we're going to get the next client and, if I can pay the bills tomorrow. But it allows me to now, because I'm less stressed and because I'm not thinking about those things 24 hours a day, I can spend time with my daughter and focus on, because I don't have clients that are dinging my phone 24 hours a day. And she has my undivided attention now.
Has she felt or seen a difference with you being around a lot more?
I don't know if she has, because she'll never admit that, but I've seen a difference in her. So she's a lot happier.
Good.
Her mental health is superior right now. I could, knock on wood. I never want to relive that ever in my life. And it's been something we've been battling for a really long time, and we could have a whole nother podcast on that. It's allowed me to be present, And so these projects that I do I can do while she's in school, and it just allows me to be present.
So that's one thing actually a good thing to point out, especially now that a lot of marketing, I don't want to say all, but a lot of marketing is moving to digital.
Yep.
So we're glued to our phones. Like what advice would you give someone to how to be more in the moment or be more present? Because I can see that you've done such a great job in that transition. What advice would you give to anyone that's listening? Is I need to be more in the moment.
Yeah, I will tell you, I'm an example of what it can do negatively to your family. So my daughter obviously was feeling it. She was feeling that I wasn't there. My husband felt it. So my only suggestion is put it down. There is a time and a place. There really is.
Mm-hmm.
So when your kid's doing homework, right? Take that time to jump on your computer and answer your emails and finish things up or whatever, okay? But put it down after dinner. Have dinner together, put it down. Mm-hmm. Even if you're just watching TV, even if your faces are just both on the TV, okay, you're still present in the moment and you're watching something together. Yeah. Where you could talk and discuss it together. If the TV's on in the background and both of your faces are down in your phones,
What are you talking about? You're texting each other next
to
each other.
You're not sharing anything. And so that's the best advice I can give, is just put it down. Even if you have to schedule some time. Even if you say to your family, listen, daughter, you have me until 9 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, I do have to jump on my phone and make sure social media isn't blowing up or my email isn't exploding, right? Yeah. But you have me until then.
I've gotten better. I still need to do a lot better, but I've gotten better with the put the phone down. Mm-hmm. I've gotten way better at not responding to emails probably after 7 or 8. I just won't respond. I can't not respond after 5. That's just not in me. I'm not a 9 to 5 person. No. But I am an after dinner person. Don't bother me after I eat, because I'm going to be...
Yeah. But it's also the industry you're in too. I think marketing in general is just we're around the clock.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not working. I will be on the couch, and if I'm not doing anything, I will open up my laptop. It doesn't mean I want to email or communicate with anyone. I just want to get shit done.
Right, exactly. And that's also, even if you weren't in marketing and you were your own business owner, it's because there's never enough time in the day. You're
never not working.
Right. Yeah. Right. Which can burn you out.
So have you experienced any bad burnouts?
Ugh. Yeah, I would say all of 2018. Well, it's funny because I sold the business at the end of 2017. And 2018, it was like I was resting. I was burnt. It took me a year to collect my thoughts. I was so burnt out. Just
by work, by people,
by work with people, by my daughter. I was so burnt out and worn out that I was just like a zombie. Yeah. I was functioning, don't get me wrong, and still doing stuff and still being the entrepreneur that I am. Yeah. But I was like, I don't care. Let it go. I was burnt out,
there was about 3 years ago now, maybe 4. I was involved in, I don't know how many boards, committees, and it started getting to the point where I was spending so much time doing that I was not spending the time I needed to not even on my clients, but even on the business. And I think it was my birthday weekend, and it was around Labor Day weekend, and my family was all going to the Portuguese festival in Ludlow, and they wanted me to go, and I was like, no, something's is off. Like, I have a headache, and for me not to want to go and spend time with family, like, something's wrong. I ended up sleeping like most of the weekend. Not that it was like a depressing, I just had this massive headache, and I woke up and I was just like, what the heck's going on? And so I started thinking, I'm like, all right, what am I doing that's giving me a headache? And I'm looking and I'm calculating how much time I'm spending doing everything. And I'm like, you know what? Not worth it. And just started taking things off my list. And I literally just decided, because I'm either all in or all out. So I couldn't be on a board or committee and just be one of those people that sit there and don't contribute. Because that's a waste of a seat. You know who you are. But for me, so I decided just to take a 1 to 2 year hiatus. But it was probably the best decision. And I'm young compared to a lot of people I'm on the boards and committees with. So when I told them I needed to take a break, and I didn't quit. I waited till my commitments were done and I just didn't renew. But they were looking at me like I had 3 heads. And I'm like, you guys are retired. You have time to do all of this. Like, I'm still building my business. My business will be continuing to be built for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Like, I'm not done. Nowhere close to being done.
Yeah, so that reminds me. So the end of 2017, okay, when everything was coming to a head and I sold the business, that was the year that Gina DiStefano, president and CEO of the DiStefano Group, and I put together a conference.
That's right.
Right. So the MB Marketing Business Summit. So that in itself was so unbelievably stressful, just because, I mean, if you've ever planned an event in your life, like, it's stressful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that day of the event, my back was hurting. And I'm thinking it's because I've been on heels for 10 hours, right? It was stress. So my back, after that conference, laid me up for a month. I was laying on my floor in my living room with a heating pad, pillows. I was in so much pain. I was on muscle relaxers. Like Gina would show up at my house and be like, oh my God, like, what is going on here?
It's like, I get stressed on my back. For me, it's my lower back.
Yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't move.
And that's the worst, because it affects your legs and you
So I was laid up, I'm not even joking, for a month. And then as I started to get better, I stepped on a can, like an open can top, and sliced my foot open. I had to have 7 stitches in the arch of my foot. So then I was put on crutches, right? Which didn't help the back situation.
No.
I was laid up and I was like, this is ridiculous. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, it was the end. It was like, I knew the universe was saying, you
don't leave the house anymore.
You need to rest because you are burning yourself out.
Yeah.
And I knew it. That at that point I was like, oh my God.
And it sucks to, like, sometimes have to feel like you need a break. Because I feel like as entrepreneurs, you don't feel like you can take a break because someone else is going to do something bigger, better in that time that you take off. But I think it's so important to give yourselves mental days. Like, for me, on Sundays, I'm unplugged. Like, I won't be, if I have my phone on me, it's because I'm out doing something. But if I'm home and it's an unplugged day. Like, I think giving yourself time in your mind to think things through without any distractions and just kind of declutter, because, like, my mind is, and it's like that meme or quote, it's like a million different tabs are open in my head and all the time. And Sunday allows me actually to start closing some of that shit down. And so I start off the week a little more clear-headed. That's why I never have meetings on Mondays anymore either. Is that I can come in.
I hate Monday meetings.
Me too.
They're just unproductive. Who the hell is awake on a Monday morning?
I stopped the Mondays and Fridays. No more meetings.
Oh my God.
Start the week in the office strong. Get your shit done. Try to get ahead. And Friday, not that like, oh, I want to be done by 12 so I can leave by 12. It's so that I can take that Sunday off and not de-stress as much over the weekend. Even though I always will work at some point over the weekend. I'm not going crazy trying to get caught up. I'm already caught up.
So you know what I like about, I do like the Friday morning meeting. And I'll tell you why. Because everyone comes in and they don't want to sit they're already checked out, right? It's already Saturday in their head. They're like, just get me till 5 o'clock, okay? So coming in on Friday, say at 8:30 or whatever, you just go, you grab your coffee, you grab your notes from the week, and you go into the boardroom, the office, or wherever you have your meetings, and you decompress. and you're like, this is the shit I completed this week. Boom. Like, right? And then everyone goes around the room, they're like, well, what's our focus next week? All right, we're going to do great, awesome, good job, team. There's donuts in the break room. And then everyone just disperses, and then they chat about the weekend, and it's just a laid-back day where people can, maybe finish up a couple loose ends. A couple of people take off early. Like, so I'm going to get out at 3. Okay, cool. Have a good weekend. It's just so laid back.
Yeah. I don't know. I will have those meetings on Fridays if it's already like a current client or like a colleague, and it's just timing. Any other time doesn't work, or there's something that I definitely want to get done with that person. But if it's someone like, hey, I want to talk about a potential project, okay, good. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Client meetings, I would definitely not say Fridays. But like I'm talking like if you're managing a team of people, and everyone comes in, it's like so laid back on Friday.
See, I like my team meetings on Mondays.
Yeah.
I iron out everything that needs to get done for the week. Depending on, I used to do like a little mini wrap up Fridays, like, okay, like, did you get this done? Where do we need to be? But then when we switched over to project management software, they kind of eliminated that Friday meeting because I'm keeping track throughout the week what everyone's doing. And so it's just more of like a quick tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, are you going to have this done in time, or what do you need me to do?
Right.
But the Monday meetings were always internally. I never had anything externally, but internally I was always trying to get everything settled for the week for every client.
Yeah. But again, it's a lot to manage.
Yeah.
All you want to do is market people.
Yeah.
And here you are managing projects, and it's just like, ugh.
That's so. Yeah, and I mean, it's and plus, especially as the owner of the business, and you get like sometimes you get these emails from clients themselves that are very smack your head in the forehead, like, are you really fucking emailing me this right now?
Yeah.
Like, it's so and then of course those emails get in your head, and then you're like kind of then it messes up or impacts the rest of the work, and it's like
I'm going to tell you, it's not cut out for everyone.
No,
it's not. Like, you have to have the thickest skin in the world to be a business owner. You cannot be you can't doubt yourself. I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
But you have to doubt yourself for 10 seconds, put it behind you, and move on.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, you're never going to survive as an entrepreneur or a business owner or go work 9 to 5 for someone, because like it's I
don't think I could ever do that. I don't know if I could ever work for anyone ever again.
I know. Working for the DiStefano Group is amazing because she's just awesome and super flexible, and but working in a corporate office, like on the 10th floor, 9 to 5, half hour lunch break, whatever, I just couldn't do it anymore. It's not in me.
So, coming close to an end, so to kind of tie things up, I kind of wanted to see if there's any advice that you would want to give to either if they're in college or transitioning into marketing, or if there's just any marketer out there that just like is having a tough day. Like, what advice would you give them?
Having a tough day. Well, I could say the cliche of it. Nothing lasts forever. But it is true. Nothing lasts forever. There's moments where I thought my world was coming to an end. A client, right? You just talked about clients. A client sends you an email and you're like, oh my God, this is the worst news I've heard. It's fine. They get over it. You get over it. You move on. It's not the end of the world. Even if you don't be afraid to fire clients either.
Yes.
Ones that are stressing you out, nope. You can
and
fire them.
It's always the ones that have the smallest budgets that are the biggest heads.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They want the same amount of attention and time that you give to some of your larger clients, but it's like you can't try not to be rude, but it's also you can't not respond to them.
Right.
So it's just, and so I've gotten better at be like, okay, yeah, we can do this, but it's not in the proposal or in the contract. So
yeah. But I would say, as a marketing coach, I would say it always is okay. It's always okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything figures itself out, and it is always okay.
So for the listeners that want more information on you or the DiStefano Group, what is the URL, social handles, everything? DiStefanoGroup.com,
and also Instagram, DiStefano Group. And we have Facebook as well, DiStefano Group. So definitely follow us. visit the website. You'll see information on me. You can give us a contact if you want us to help you out with your people, I guess. We do a lot more than just marketing. You guys, I work with Gina on business and personal, so they're great. Definitely check them out. Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah,
this was
for
great.
having me.
If you guys want more on this episode or other episodes, just head to agencylifepodcast.com, and we'll see you guys next time.